Parker Ogle, and
My name is Remington Weaver.
so, come on. Episode 1. We're
So
doing this.
we're doing it. Got to. No, this has been in the works for honestly not that long. We we decided we were just gonna start a podcast, and here we are. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm
Go
excited.
figure.
Yeah, go figure. We're making a podcast. No, we're very excited. We got some good stuff coming y'all's way. A lot of sports, some politics. Could get a little controversial. You never know.
You never know the final say.
The final say, anything can happen. So, I'm very excited. We got a lot of good stuff coming y'all's way. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, well, Remington, you can start us off. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, big baseball guy for starters. I'm currently in high school, planning to attend Piedmont University to play baseball this coming fall, 2025. Yeah, I just always loved baseball. It's kind of been my passion for a while, and I'm gonna try to make a career out of it. So we'll see how that goes. But
you want to tell them what position you play?
Yeah, I'm a pitcher. I'm a pitcher, and I don't know what else to say.
Well, there we go.
No. I got recruited in the fall of 2024. I committed back in September. So this has been a big milestone for me, being able to play in college. So really look forward to the opportunity, and we'll just see which doors open.
Yeah.
So, how about yourself?
Yeah, well, my name's Parker Ogle. I've already said that, but I'm a second year at the University of Georgia. Go Dogs. I'm a business major doing a criminal justice minor, but I'm on the pre-law track. So after I do my undergrad, I'm planning on going to law school again at UGA. So I'm really, really excited about that. I've loved my time in Athens. It's been really, really great. Football is obviously awesome, football games, and hey, big baseball guy. We got a good baseball team in Athens right now. If they can avoid being swept by both Texas and Vanderbilt, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, me and Rem became friends, or we've known each other for a while now, but we really became close last summer through me aggravating him to play PGA Tour golf on PS5. Because I kept saying that I would beat him. And
crazy how things work. And what happened when we finally played?
We won't talk about it. But ever since then, we played golf. We played golf on the PS5, and then we actually went and had a round, and that was the first time I met him. So, but ever since then, we've been real close friends. And
unfortunately,
yeah, there's that.
But it got us here today. We're here now on a podcast. The final say
on the podcast, the final say, and hey,
we're doing it.
We're doing it. Well, no, this was just a late night idea. We were like, I don't know who will listen to this, but we'll see.
We'll be grateful for who listens.
Yeah, we'll be grateful.
We'll take what we're given.
Right. The final say, because we do have the final say in everything. That's the thing.
You can, yeah.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, we got our computers here. We're real official. Well, let's see. So yeah, one of the topics that kind of sparked this podcast discussions, we were texting the other night about Grant Horvat, big YouTube golfer for y'all that don't know. He is, I would say I would say he's one of the big faces, if not the face of YouTube golf at the moment. He participates in a lot of live golf events, but he actually got invited by the PGA to play in one of their events. And he went on Twitter and said, basically announced that the PGA had invited him, and was like, I'm really on the fence about it. Why should I do that? Or he was like, why not? And so I sent that text to Rem, and I was like, I said, hey, what are your thoughts on this? And so I've kind of introduced the the topic. So what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so Parker texts me and he's like, if I was the PGA commissioner and I took my time to invite this creator to play in one of our events and he was kind of on the fence about it and made it kind of public that he was hesitant about it, Parker said as a commissioner he would feel offended. I said, I kind of took Grant's defense because he said previously, multiple times online, that he does not like, personally for him, to feel the competitive spirit of golf. He says he likes to play free, I think, and he just likes to be out there and have fun, which has led him to a fantastic career in YouTube golf. As Parker said, he is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, YouTube golf creator right
I
now.
would say I would say
Um,
I would say definitely Bryson DeChambeau. Just
he's
because
taken off.
just because but he's of course playing in the Masters, playing in these majors after winning the U.S. Open. He's
Right.
started his own YouTube channel, so I would definitely say that he's well, and he does have more YouTube subscribers than Grant. But
Does he really?
yeah,
I did not know that.
yeah, by a long shot because they so when Bryson did his video with Trump,
Mm-hmm.
they were racing to 1 million subscribers.
Oh, I bet
And
he shot
and
at
so
him.
and after he had the video with Trump, that's when he reached the 1 million subscribers.
Right.
And so that's when he really shot off. But anyways, kind of going off topic. But again, Bryson, I would say Bryson's the bigger face, but Grant's the only one that's really YouTube golf. He doesn't play in the majors. He again, like Rem said, he really kind of despises the competitive aspect of it. And so, but what I was saying was that golf is a very, very, very traditional sport. It's always been kind of a richer, uh, just kind of surrounding sport. Very, very traditional, very rules based. Golf is the only sport where you call a penalty on yourself, and so it's really a gentleman's game, honesty thing. And so the fact that um, there's a widespread uh, let's see, what am I trying to say? There's a bunch of different qualifications that you have to go on to the
Right.
PGA Tour. You have to basically prove yourself. Well, no, the PGA commissioner reached out to Grant and said, "Hey, we want you to play in this tournament." Not to say that Grant does not have talent, because he does,
And that
but
was shown in the Creator Classic tournament they had.
yeah, yeah,
For him to
absolutely,
not be a competitive golfer, he went out there and
right,
he dominated.
right,
He
right.
did very well that
Right.
tournament, if I
And I
remember
mean, yeah,
correctly.
yeah, and he won the creators tournament. And I guess
Right.
that could be a qualification, but still it's again out of the norm for this PGA commissioner to say, "Hey, we want Grant Horvat in the tournament." So I was telling Brim, I was like, I that should be an honor. Yeah, I mean,
Right.
that should be regardless of you. If you go out there and you shoot, if you shoot a above 85 round, I mean, but you still played in a PGA event, and I would never not play in a PGA event if I was specially invited by the PGA commissioner himself to come and play in that event. I just think it's an honor thing, and I don't know why Grant would be on the fence about it.
No, I agree. I would definitely say it's an honor, but I feel like if the PGA commissioner is aware of Grant, I feel like he would somehow maybe have a knowledge that Grant's not the biggest competitive guy, or maybe he saw something during that Creator Classic tournament where he was like, you know what, maybe this will work, and we'll see how he does in a like legit tournament as he proves that he can play in a competitive aspect, whether he likes it or not. Yeah, absolutely. I think it'd be an honor to get invited to a tournament like that, but overall, I feel like
You feel like
maybe
it's going against Grant's morals if or not morals, but
not
just
even morals. It's more of like I feel like it's a risk as the commissioner to invite a YouTube golfer to a legitimate tournament. Um, Having him publicly admit that in the previous time that he's not the biggest, competitor when it comes to golf and he just likes to have fun. So I feel like it's a 50-50 gamble. Um, Obviously the PGA commissioner is very busy with what's going on as they're in the middle of the season right now. But I feel like, if you have maybe done a little bit of research on Grant, kind of talk to him a little bit. Hey, do you like the competitive golf aspect? maybe you hold off on that question for a bit and kind of see how things go. But no, overall, I think it's a good opportunity for Grant. But, like he posted on Twitter, whether he takes that deal or not, I think that we'll just have to see how things play out. Obviously, nobody really knows what he's going to do. He doesn't even know what he's going to do. So I'm interested to see how this plays out. I would love for him to play in the event. It's a risk as the commissioner to, I think, ask him specifically. But yeah, great opportunity for Grant overall.
I think we both know who needs to play in the PGA.
Who?
Fat Perez. Fat Perez.
Let's get Fat Perez a sponsor exemption into a golf event for the PGA.
We need Fat Perez in the PGA. But, he should. You tell me what other golfer looks like Fat Perez and puts up the numbers that Fat Perez does.
Maybe a little commentary from Joe and Bob to get him going. Maybe that's what we need.
That would. Well, and let's work into this debate. And now I'm not going to go into the moral, because I don't want to go into the morals of Live versus PGA. But PGA has just gotten boring. It's not as I don't know how other way to put it except it's just gotten boring. Again, golf is a very traditional sport, and a lot of these people, especially the ones of the PGA, want it to stay that way. But Live is doing something totally different and still putting up the numbers that they do. I think, and getting the big name golfers such as Bryson, DJ, they got Phil Mickelson, Bubba Watson, all these renowned golfers,
major winners,
Masters champions, all of these winners. The Live Tour has them, and so
left out one, John Rahm, big name,
there
big
you go.
Name, yeah.
Yep. All these people going to the Live Tour, and Rory McIlroy. Which what's your opinion on Rory?
I'm going to take some heat for this one. We're both going to take heat for this one. Let's set that straight.
I don't think he's as popular as people think he is.
We are not, Parker and I, we are not the biggest fans of Rory. I don't know his reason. My reason, I just can't seem to develop a likeness for the guy. I don't know why. I just cannot bring myself to root for Rory McIlroy in a golf tournament. I have no clue why. Parker, what's your reason?
Let me get my laundry list.
Okay.
Number one, and not that I necessarily hold this against him, because I'm not, but if it's Bryson or Rory, which it was in the final pairing of the Masters, which we'll get to that in a second. I want Bryson to win. Bryson's American, and I'm always going to root for an American just because of my American pride. I'm very, very proud of being American, and I want our country to win. And these golfers represent. And so since Rory is Irish, I tend to root for him less. But it's not only that. So I didn't like Rory before, just because I think he's just a big complainer. And then I watched Full Swing on Netflix.
Great show, by the way.
Great show, yeah. But really, because that's the biggest thing that's why I love Bryson DeChambeau. I'll say off rip, Bryson is my favorite golfer. The reason why is because you watching his YouTube videos and watching him do collabs with other YouTube golfers, you see the personality, and you don't see that. You don't see that in other golfers, and so that's really what drives me to like Bryson, is because I really, it's almost like I feel like I know him. I feel like I know Bryson. Right. I feel like I have a connection to him, and just in the way, because it's not only from his YouTube channel, it's from other YouTube channels. And, there's not been a player in the game that's ever been like that. And so, but back to Rory, I watched Full Swing, and he said they were going off on the full Live PGA debate. And he was like, well, I think that PGA players should be compensated for staying with the PGA Tour. Now, No, you chose to not.
Right.
Rory. What was the? I know we were talking about it earlier. Actually, what was the number that Rory turned down from Liv?
It was over 500 million, I think. I'm not sure exactly the number. I know it was up there in the triple digit millions. You can look that up,
Yeah,
obviously. I want to say 800 million, but I am not exactly sure. Maybe 900. It was an absurd amount of money, I know for a fact. 700 maybe?
it was reported that Rory McIlroy was offered $850 million
Yeah.
to play on Liv, and if he wants to play on the PGA Tour,
Have at it.
Have at it.
Do what you want to do, man.
But don't complain.
Right.
Don't complain because
What are you doing in that situation?
taking the money.
Are you going to play for money or are you going to take the 850?
Right. You either, and Rory just won. I think it was like $2 million for winning the Masters.
Somewhere between 2 and 4, I think.
Yeah, it was like somewhere in between 2 and 4 for winning the Masters. That's a small fraction of 850, and so, in that situation, I'm taking the money. I just am. And I know that it's controversial where that money comes from, and I'm not going to get into that. But at the same time, that's it's a no brainer for me. But then also the incidents like Rory at the Players during the practice round, where he took it was actually later to be found out a Texas golfer, a member of the Texas golf team, orange down by the way. He was filming McIlroy, and he was like, "Don't do what you did at 13th in Augusta." And then Rory came up and
At Augusta, or
yeah, it was like no. He was saying that when Rory was taking a tee shot, he said, "Don't do what you did at 13 at Augusta." I think he hit it in the water.
Gotcha.
And Rory came up to him and took his. He was like, "Hey, can you see that?" And he took his phone and then just took it. And apparently, it's furry the details from that point on. Some people say he threw it in the water. Some people say that he never gave the phone back to the guy. I don't. I mean, that's theft, so I'm sure he in some way did. But but still, that whole interaction, I just don't like Rory McIlroy. I don't, I don't find the love for a guy. And then also when he won the Masters, when he got the green jacket, I love Scotty Scheffler.
Right.
Scotty Scheffler.
Gotta love Scotty.
Scotty Scheffler is one of the most humble sports people out there, and when he was given the green jacket, he was like, I can't wait to come, return next year and put the green jacket on someone, the next master champion, whether that be me or someone else.
Right.
Rory said, "Well, I hope to be back here next year. Who's going to put the green jacket on me?" I just I know it's a competitor, but he was like, he just doesn't. I guess just doesn't have any appreciation for his I guess college or other competitors in his sport. It's just all about himself, and so I just don't like that.
No, it's understandable. I think definitely a little bit on the cocky side after the win. I don't know if this sparked any controversy that he said that, or I haven't seen any personal.
Oh, that was just personal.
I got you. I'd be curious as to what the internet had to say about him saying that when I return to the Masters, who's going to be putting this jacket on me. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm going to look into this after this episode, but for sure. And we'll talk about it in the next episode. I'm very interested to see what the media had to say about him saying that and how that affected him. I'm sure it didn't affect him, but I'm sure the critics do their thing.
Yeah, I definitely. I'm just a lot of people like Rory, and I'll say this. Everyone was like, "Well, if you're a fan of golf, you should want Rory McIlroy to win." I'm a fan of golf, and everyone's like, "It's good for golf if Rory wins." I don't think so. Yes, he completed the Grand Slam, but he hasn't won a major since 2014.
Right.
So he's not Tiger Woods.
Right.
He's just not Tiger Woods. And people are calling him the next Tiger Woods. Whoa.
It's a little bit far.
Let's calm down.
You know, while we're on the topic, Parker, nice hat. Where'd you get that?
Augusta National.
Parker Ogle, ladies and gentlemen, went to the Masters tournament and watched his least favorite golfer obliterate the field.
Well, no.
I'm kidding.
Well, no, I
not obliterate, but
no.
Parker went to the Masters, guys.
No. I went on Friday. At that point, Rory was even. Rory was doing bad that day, and so he had started off even. But no, so I went with one of my dad's best friends. My dad was out of the country, and his best friend texted him and was like, "Hey, I have an extra ticket. Would you want to go with me?" And so that's it's my dad texted me. He's like, "Hey, you're going to the Masters." I was like, "Hey, I got class tomorrow." He said, "Skip. You're going to the Masters." And so it's like
miss out on some schoolwork, or once in a lifetime opportunity.
Right.
I think we'll take the Masters there, no doubt.
But no, it was awesome. I went to Augusta that Thursday night. Woke up the next morning, got there. We had sat our chairs up on 16, and then walked around. Went to the went in front of the clubhouse, got our picture made, and then we sat on the Amen corner for a good bit. And then we were so we had gone up to the clubhouse. We'd gone up to the clubhouse, and we're walking back, and all of a sudden, we're just walking by, and my dad's friend, he goes, "Well, there's Rory, just there." And something that I didn't realize about the Masters, I don't know if I even told you this. All the walkways, like you go in the fairways, you walk through the fairways.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, you walk through the fairways, which was insane to me because I would have never thought. I thought the fairways of the Masters was sacred, like
prestigious.
Right, you couldn't go by them, but now you walk right through them, and we literally walked right by Rory McIlroy. Again, don't care, and he can hit it in the water as many times as he wants to, for all I care. But no, we sat on 16, but again, the biggest thing is I know I'm glazing Bryson. I love Bryson. I just do. And since he's not a PGA player, Liv plays all over the world. I mean, PGA does too, but PGA has a lot of Professional Golfers of America. So, yeah, that's
Professional Golf Association.
No, it's not of America.
I think that's it.
I think it's Professional Golfer Association of America. It's something like that.
Let's look it up.
There we go. But regardless, Bryson doesn't play in a lot of American tournaments, and so got to see Bryson, and I walked.
Professional Golfers Association.
Yeah,
I figured.
But anyways, I walked 11 to 16 with him, and walked side by side with him pretty much. I mean, of course there was a rope between us, but at one point he was walking down the fairway of 11. I was like, all right, Bryson, let's break 50 on Augusta. And he looked up and just smiled and tipped his cap to me. So that was a cool moment because I didn't think I would ever be able to do that. So it was, but Augusta's perfect. It's perfect. It's like nothing that I've ever seen before. It was absolutely insane. So I'm really grateful that I got to go.
If I remember correctly, you said that the quote unquote rough, that grass is even just absolute perfection. Like there's no speck of anything else other than that grass.
Also, it's not rough.
It's the second cut.
It's the second cut.
I apologize for that.
Yeah, it's the second cut. You walked in the rough. Second cut.
Oh, okay. This is what we're doing now.
The second cut.
This is a terrible patron, by the way.
The second cut, and it's still just lush. It's insane. It's kept up. You would think that they went by with nail clippers and cut every blade of grass. That's just how perfect it is. And Thursday night, a bad storm came through, and so it came through that night. Just made everything wet. The course actually has ventilation systems in the fairways and on the greens.
Unbelievable.
And it doesn't warm up the grass where it dries it out, it sucks the water underneath it. So it sucks the water into the fairways and into the greens, and then they come by and blow dry, not blow dry it, but blow it off with a leaf blower, and that's how it is. And I mean, even in the morning, we were walking by, I forgot what hole it was. Oh well, no, I think it was actually number 12. Yeah, they were blowing the water to where the pollen wasn't showing on the surface level of the water, and literally making sure that the water was clear and perfect. Literally insane.
Top tier professionalism by Augusta there, I'd say.
Oh yeah,
You expect nothing less though.
No.
Prestigious golf course.
No, yeah,
that's obviously well noted by everyone else.
Yeah.
So,
well, and it's crazy. And that's the other thing is like it's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You drop by this gas station, just to get just a local marathon, and then you took a left, and you would never know it was there. The only sign that you see is there's a bunch of trees, and there's a little sign that says Augusta National Golf Club, and that's Magnolia Lane. But other than that, there you can't see anything. And it's actually crazy if you look on Google Maps, which I did when we were going to the tournament. It's like just this. It's just this green, luscious place, and then everywhere else is just it's just gray. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Turning away from golf,
Oh no.
towards the MLB aspect of the world recently, I do believe there was quite a crazy game the other night between the Cubs and the Diamondbacks in Chicago the other day. If you'd like to talk a little bit about that. And
Well, first I have breaking news. Live as we are taping this, the Atlanta Braves have won 2 games in a row for the first time this season. For the first time this season, they have won 2 games in a row. Insane.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Never thought we'd get to say that.
No. But go ahead. Back to the other game.
So the Cubs and Dbacks, for starters, Wrigley Field. Always have wanted to go. Just an iconic place in baseball. I think it's a little more iconic that this game took place there. Little 8th inning. The D-backs are down 7-1 in the top of the 8th inning, and they score 10 runs, I do believe, to make it 11-7 heading into the bottom half of the 8th. And the Cubs immediately clap back with their own and score 6. So with 10-6, that marks 16 runs in the 8th inning, which was actually a Wrigley Field record for most runs scored in an individual inning.
That's insane.
For the history of that field for as long as it has been around.
Yeah. Which I think it was like 1928 or something like that. I want to say was the founding of Wrigley Field. I mean, I don't know. Let's test my knowledge. Let's test my
1928
Wrigley Field founding. 1914, even older.
Wow.
So yeah, it's crazy.
So over 100 years old. Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. No, that is for an MLB team to put up 10-6 in the same inning is unbelievable. Lot of home runs, I'm gonna imagine, out of that inning. I don't know all the details specifically, but yeah, I just figured I'd kind of touch base on that.
Yeah,
for a second. Sure. That's just to put up 10 and then put up 6 is.
Yeah, that's actually
back to back, same inning. It's really unheard of in the MLB.
Imagine the people who left in the 7th inning after the 7th inning stretch. The D-backs fans.
Yeah, we lost this one
7-1. I mean, I will say, they ended up losing. Yeah, but what a game!
Absolutely,
what a game!
Absolutely.
That's insane. Insane numbers from the D-backs and the Cubs.
What a rally!
Yeah, for sure. The Cubs are dangerous this year, dude.
You think?
The Cubs are dangerous. I don't know, dude. No, the Braves aren't. I'll tell you that. We're both from Georgia. We're both Braves fans, and I don't know what's going on. I mean, going off. Let's talk about something else, something more depressing. The Braves 2025 season is just. I don't think any of us could have seen this coming. It's awful. I don't. The team has no spark.
I think atrocious is a very fitting word for
Yeah,
the
it's
Atlanta
just
Braves
well,
this
and
year.
I'll say this: it's a lot of it's been bullpen struggles, I guess.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you can kind of attest to it as a pitcher. I mean, what do you think the problem is with the Braves? Do you think it's? I mean, I don't know how many you've watched, but it's just. I'll say this: Chris Sale had a insane year,
Lights out.
lights out year
He
last year.
pitched last year. You're almost
I mean, he
guaranteed
got
to
triple
win.
crown. I mean, he got
Absolutely.
Cy Young, he got Golden Glove. I mean, you couldn't have asked anything better from Chris Sale last year.
This season, a
This
little
season,
bit of a little downfall from Mr. Sale.
yeah, I will say Chris Sale did pitch tonight. So the win, I don't know if the win was awarded to him, but it's
Maybe it's good for the ego,
hopefully.
the inner spirit.
I mean, of course, he's an older. I mean, he's mid aged. I thought he was actually older than he was.
Really?
He's actually. I mean, the beard.
Yeah,
the beard is
No,
gray.
that is true.
So,
That is true.
but he's only like 36, I think.
Still though, dude, 36.
In the MLB, yeah. Let's fact check
That's
that.
getting up there.
Let's see, Chris.
A lot of fact checking tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
The fake news media, they're gonna come after me. I gotta make sure it's right. Oh, he is 36. Look at that.
Mr. Masters.
Yeah. But no, I don't know. And now I will say, someone who has a ton of potential, Spencer Schwellenbach. Spencer Schwellenbach.
Right now, hot take. Well, it's actually not a hot take, I don't think. This is more of a personal thing. One of the best players on the Braves right now. I'm going to put that out there.
I thought you were about to say Cy.
Don't count the man out.
Nomination for Cy Young. I will say, after his first season debut with the Marlins, against the Marlins this year, his odds are the third best odds in the National League to win Cy Young.
No, you can't count the kid out.
That has been that's since dropped. But after that game, he pitched lights out. I mean, I think the line was. I mean, he went through 8 innings and got, I think, more than 15 strikeouts or something like that. I don't know.
14, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, well, I mean, it was right at
absurd number.
Right at that line through 8 innings. I think only gave up 1 run.
Great stuff from Spencer that game.
Why they didn't leave him out there for a complete game, I don't. I mean, I get it's. My thing is if you're getting into the 6th inning and you're getting a little rusty and you're not throwing your best stuff, then I get it. And yes, he was getting up there in pitch count. Give the guy the opportunity to get a complete game. My opinion. Now that's as a fan perspective. Right. I don't know from the pitching perspective of that how much an extra inning really wears on you, but I mean, it can't be that much. I mean, he pitched 8 innings, 1 more inning. What does it hurt?
I feel like at that point it's more of like which obviously we don't know what happened in that dugout, but I feel like through 8 innings, if you're dealing, I feel like it's kind of a okay, coach, I'm done. I'm tired, whatever it is. Personally, from how hard he was throwing that late in the game, it didn't seem like he was tired, but again, wear and tear,
Yeah, of course you don't want to wear the guy out, but at the same time, I don't know.
Could have been personal from Schwellenbach.
It could have been, and we don't know what happened, but I would have liked to have seen it.
Right.
I think it would have, again, provided that spark that I think the Braves have been missing all season. I mean, there's just the offense. I mean, the pitcher can go out there and pitch lights out. The offense still has to show up.
Right.
I mean, the offense from the Braves, the batting averages are all below like 250. I mean, it's just there's no offense this season, which is crazy from the past. I mean, not last season, obviously, but the season before. I mean, you have Acuna 40-70. You have Matt Olson breaking the franchise record with 54 home runs. You have
one of the best regular seasons from the Braves.
Oh, we were number
in their
one.
team history.
We were number one. We were the number one team. We were the number one in batting average. We were the number one in home runs. We were the number one in RBIs.
The list goes on.
The list goes on. And I mean, they were in the top 3 of all statistics. And then the Phillies. The Phillies are a weakness. And so I was actually at game 2 of the NLDS that 2023 season, and hands down the best Braves game I've ever been to. Playoff games are a different animal in Truist Park. I can tell you that. I was actually sitting above the Phillies bullpen. Seats were actually not that bad. I was first row and had a bunch of Phillies fans around me, and the entire game, Phillies had a lead. Then Austin Riley comes. Travis Jorno hit a home run. Then Riley hit the go-ahead, and it's just the best game I've ever been to. But you can lead in every statistic and still not make the World Series.
Right, and that's baseball as a whole.
Baseball.
I mean, you're gonna have that happen. You can have your best days, and you're not gonna come out with a win. It's just all the fun in the game. I think
it's not an individual sport.
All right, absolutely. You gotta have everybody clicking at the same time, and you gotta string together some hits. Unless you have a little bit of luck here and there with some wild pitches or some errors.
I'll say this: while we're just kind of on the topic, how's your season going in high school?
It's going well. It's been an interesting one. We won't get too deep into that, but very interesting. It's been fun though. I'd say for this to be my last year, it has definitely been one for the ages.
So definitely, just to explain to the viewers, you're a pitcher. That's your primary position, right. But you also hit and play outfield.
And play the outfield, yes. This year, I've kind of been more of a relief pitcher, which I have no issue with that. I would overall maybe prefer it. I'm not really sure yet. I'm not kind of at that point where I'm ready to say, okay, I'm a relief pitcher. But I do know I've enjoyed coming into games late or when I'm needed. And being able to get the job done is just very relieving. You can get out of there quick, high stress situations, obviously. I just feel like this season I've kind of been built for that, and I've handled those situations well. But yeah, right now, just great season.
And I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but just for clarification, so when you commit to a college, you're committing just as a pitcher, not as a starting pitcher, relief pitcher, closing pitcher. You're literally just a bullpen pitcher.
Right.
When you go in.
Right now, yeah, it's kind of like a toss-up, really. I could develop into a starting pitcher, or I could stay as a relief or closing pitcher. We don't really know yet. Obviously, that will be determined once I, get up there.
And on the team's needs at that point.
Right. But yeah, coming in as a freshman, I'll just, wherever I'm needed, I'll work my tail off and do my best, and we'll just see where it gets me. So I'm very excited for college baseball. I'm just ecstatic about it deep down. A couple months left, and then it's time to hit it. So we'll see how that goes.
It's going to be very interesting.
It will be very interesting, but yes.
Of course, I went to freshman at UGA. It was a totally different experience because I didn't, didn't play a sport. So it's going to be a different experience for you, for sure. But I'm excited to see you go through it.
Definitely be eye-opening, I think. It's kind of, you're getting a taste of the real world now.
Oh, yeah.
Not living in my own little fantasy back in the small town of Milledgeville, Georgia.
Yeah, from there, right?
Don't even get into it. No, I'm very excited. The town, Demarest, Georgia, is awesome. I visited there. I love
going from the small town of Milledgeville, Georgia, to the small town of Demarest, Georgia.
Yeah, little mountain town, just awesome little place. Very excited. We'll just we'll see where things take me and how that all plays out. But I think for episode 1, this has been a very solid episode. Like we said in the beginning, a lot more great stuff coming that we have planned. Going to try to do an episode a week, I believe, whether that's sitting in chairs or whether we're on a Zoom call or Google Meet, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get this format down. We definitely wanted to do the first episode in person. I mean, we see each other a lot, but not every weekend, and so that's when our episodes are going to come out, and so or at least when we're going to film, and so we're going to see whether this is when we can do it in person. We can do it in person. If we have to do it over virtually, then we'll do that.
And with the virtual stuff, I mean, who knows? We could be doing a couple a week for all we know, depending on how the time works out. Over the summer, maybe a lot of free time. Crank a few out a week. We'll see where it takes us.
And have some potential guests.
So some guests maybe. Yeah.
Bring in some different experts on dumb stuff in other areas of life, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm excited. The final say
is here. I think we're here to stay.
The final say here to stay.
Yeah, the final say is here. All right. No, this has been episode 1. We appreciate you for watching. Hope you subscribe, enjoy the videos. We'll keep bringing them back to you. That closes it out.
All right. See you later.